All right, look at this gorgeous view. This is a place you can go if you are looking to cool off, thanks to our Storm Tracker 4 Skycam network. This is high on top of Mount Lemmon, overlooking Mount Bigelow and those gorgeous Catalinas. And speaking of being outdoors, that's exactly where we sent our Storm Tracker 4 Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode to give us a nice little preview of Nightfall out at Old Tucson. Matt.
All right, guys, taking a little bit of a break. I'm actually sitting probably somewhere where I should not be sitting. We're in a place of Old Tucson now called the Anniversary Games, and I'm sitting on someone named Mary. It's Mary's Throne. I think it's Mary Hyde. I guess Hyde is a big theme around here. We talked about Mr. Hyde and I think Mrs. Hyde. I think they're both married. I think Mary left a finger on the ground. I'm just going to put it back there. And I'm not sure if it's good that I probably sit on somebody's throne. And I guess what happens in the Anniversary Games is I'm not really sure, but there's some sort of battles, maybe gladiator style right out here. So I'm going to get off the throne because we should probably, in the next minute or so, start talking about these temperatures. I'm looking at the sun. It's still pretty hot out here, guys. We're tracking those temps into the low, still to mid 90s. Here we are in the last week almost of October. Actually, it is the last week because 1 week from today is Halloween. We're going to pinpoint that forecast for you in just a couple of seconds. And one of my friends is we went to graphics. We'll come back to my friend in just a minute here. Let's really quickly talk about what we are tracking then your Storm Tracker 4 Weather Center. Guys, going to stay hot through the weekend. I mean, we've sort of dealt with it all the way going back really till May of last year. Just about a few more days. Record's going to be likely near 100 degrees. Like I said, about a 40 to 50% chance both Saturday and Sunday of, getting to be 100. Just a little bit late in the season. Forget a little bit late. How about the latest it's ever been since records go back to 1895? 4 o'clock temperature, Tucson, still 94 degrees. Winds are light. They're out of the north at 8 miles per hour. We're looking at temperatures mostly into the low 90s across the city of Tucson. West side, where we are, about 93 degrees. Of course, we're just west of Gates Pass out here on Kinney Road, Old Tucson. You know where that is. And the gates open up at 6 o'clock tonight. This will be the last Thursday you can come, by the way, because next Thursday, of course, is Halloween. Upper 80s, Bisbee, Pierce, and Wilcox. We got mid 80s in Oracle. That's a little bit nicer. 90 Nogales, 91. Last check in Sierra Vista. Few clouds really moving up to the north of us, and that is actually giving us, believe it or not, some slightly cooler temperatures today. I mean, if you compare it to the 99 degrees that we had yesterday. Let's go to your next weather maker then. High pressure just sitting and baking the entire desert southwest, and this is what gets a little bit scary. Not in the Halloween sense, but in the weather sense. Look at that high pressure. Just dominates us on Saturday. That means we are going to roast with those daytime highs well into the upper 90s, possibly 100 degrees. Not looking much different for Sunday either. That area of high pressure just does not move. Finally, we see the breezes pick up Monday. Whenever I say breezes pick up, we typically see a different air mass, and that's going to be a much breezier, much cooler air mass with snow coming down to our north on Tuesday. And yes, we are talking about a good old-fashioned fall cool down that really should persist most of next work week. So when I tell you we just got to get about 4 or so days, after that, things are looking really good. Low 60s tomorrow by 7 a.m. So one of those tough days to dress the kiddos or even yourself. You might need those long sleeves early on in the morning, but make sure you got the lighter layers underneath that because we are back to the upper 90s in the 3 to 4 o'clock hour. Also, Cats game, of course, happens on Saturday. Tailgate time, unseasonably warm and headed toward triple digits. At least 99 for 4 o'clock. Not much cooler for the fourth quarter, mid-90s. Trick or treat forecast. Boy, this looks like a different season, doesn't it? I mean, we go from the Cats game to 98 to a full 20 degrees cooler for Halloween at 5 o'clock, upper 70s, low 70s by 7 o'clock. Storm Tracker 4, 10-day tracker, 98 tomorrow. We'll keep things close to triple digits all the way Saturday, Sunday. So the weekend looking stifling, breezy Monday, 94. And those breezes will rip in a different kind of air mass with mid-70s on Tuesday for highs, low 70s on Wednesday. And then after that, we recover a little bit, but just about to seasonable averages for this time of year, which would be in the low 80s with those nighttime lows coming down into the 40s. I see that Naval's gotten himself into a little bit of a pickle. How'd you get here, dude?
Mary Hyde got mad at me.
What's she going to do that I was sitting on her throne?
You don't want to know. You'll find out.
I definitely don't want to know. I'm going to go check on our friend Virgil, too.
Yeah, he might. I don't know where he's at. I can't see.
I can see. Oh, you can't move. I'm sorry. Virgil, you look like you got some heat exhaustion here.
Water, please.
I got some water. I think I can help you with that. All right, guys, so as you can see, these are some of the wonderful actors here at Old Tucson. Like I said, Nick and I go back, I don't know, probably 10 to 15 years. He's shaking his head. We're going to be back here in a few minutes, and I gotta tell you, that sun is getting lower, guys. Once it starts getting a little bit darker out here, you'll see many more of the tricks, the scares, and the haunts. But for now, we'll give it back to you guys in the studio.